Britt Beemer is with America's research group Retail, and Britt joins us live from Orlando to assess Black Friday and the numbers. Well, how are things looking at this stage? What do you make of this Black Friday?
Well, Mike, it's interesting. Yesterday we had people out talking to consumers all morning. It was interesting. Yesterday afternoon, we noticed that about 6 o'clock we interviewed 300 consumers, and it was interesting. Over almost half of them we talked to were college-age students or high school students, and they were sent out by their parents to make that purchase on Thursday because Dad didn't want to give up Thanksgiving Day dinner, and they told the kids, buy that item, and come home. And I noticed this year that what's interesting is about Thursday's is that, last year about 65% of people shopping on Thursday bought the advertised specials. This year, the number may be as high as 80%. And with those kind of numbers, retailers are going to lose an awful lot of money if they can't get consumers to buy other things.
Well, they got to get these folks away from the turkey and the stuffing, get them out shopping, I guess. Earlier this month, we saw astronomical, almost mind-blowing numbers on online sales as a result of Singles Day. Singles Day, of course, started in China. It's spreading now. Are we seeing the same thing with Black Friday? It started here in the U.S. Is it spreading? We were listening to Mark Markovitz's story about Mexico. We're seeing some sales in Brazil. It does have more of an international footprint now.
Well, I think it impacts consumers every day more. Retailers are being different. I mean, think about the fact that last year, you could actually go online and order all the Walmart early bird specials that start at 6 p.m. anytime on Thursday. So, and obviously they're trying to attack Amazon's 800-pound gorilla position online by going after that strategy. So, I mean, you're going to see those two retailers, play games over the next few years, figure out how Amazon can attack Walmart, how Walmart can attack Amazon. But I think as retailers are going to do more and more of what I call this click and pick up or click and grab, where you could go online and buy it and pick it up at the store. Those numbers could very well double this year, which would make the online figures seem bigger than what they really are, because it's really just a consumer who doesn't want to fight the crowds and wants to be able to pick it up at the time that they want to pick it up.
Yeah, it's almost like a hockey match when you go out there on Thanksgiving Day and Friday.
That's right.
Amazon Prime recently arrived in China, and back in 2014, Amazon was trying to hook Chinese shoppers on Black Friday. Much penetration in China at this stage? Is Amazon the only real player?
Well, they're the ones who really made a big play, I think, in China. But to keep in mind, a lot of retailers, just when they look at China, they kind of throw their hands up and say, how do we do this? And I think, internationally, American retailers have never done a very good job attacking any countries outside the U.S. because they've always been so focused on U.S. consumers. I've often been amazed by the fact that sometimes Europeans do better in China than we do, simply because they're much more international and focused. But I think, keep in mind one thing this year, though, as we look at what's going on this year, the one thing that's most dynamic is the fact that in our survey we did last week, 39% of consumers told us that they have things in their closet that they couldn't get returned at a retail store, and more consumers are saying, I'm going to buy fewer things this year and give more gift cards because I don't want that person I'm going to give that item to have the same problem I had of returning something. So there's a lot of consumers that complained about the retailers have been cranking back on returns, or they give them the return, but it's at the current price versus what they paid for it. So there's some aggravation there that I think you're going to see. More consumers are moving to a gift card strategy, which obviously impacts retail sales because those sales aren't recorded till when they're actually made.
And Forbes has this great headline. It reads, Bricks versus Clicks, the Black Friday and Cyber Monday breakdown. Is there still really a battle between the two? I know you're talking a lot about online sales. Is Black Friday versus Cyber Monday still a deal, or is this pretty much merged into just a Friday through Monday?
Well, Cyber Monday has never been as big as as the online retailers wanted to make it in the beginning because it was such a great ploy. No one wanted to really know how bad it was in the beginning. At one time, only about 13% of consumers ever bought online. Last year that number was about 23 to 28. This year it may be 31 or 32. But think about this: 70% of Americans bought something on Thursday or evening or Friday morning. So that Cyber Monday may be a big deal for online, but it still is not a huge number when you compare it to retail stores. And think about the fact that, this weekend, only 28% of consumers bought something on Amazon, and Walmart got 81% of consumers walking in the front doors this year. So, I mean, when you look at those comparisons, there's still a big difference, although online is growing, but the base is so much smaller.
Britt Beemer joining us from Orlando, Florida. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Mike.